Have you ever seen true evil in the eyes of someone you love? I saw it on a Tuesday, not in a flash of anger, but in the quiet, calculated performance she was practicing in our bedroom mirror. The screen of my phone, hidden in recording from the corner of the room, captured it all. Jenna was rehearsing. She was practicing the gasp, the hand flying to her mouth, the tremor in her voice as she'd hypothetically answer a call from the Chicago PD. She was acting out her shock for the moment they would eventually find my body. Her face, the one I'd kissed goodnight for 10 years, twisted into a mask of contrived grief, then relaxed into a cold, satisfied smirk. She was planning my end, and I was watching her workshop the performance. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. It started subtly, as these things always do. A shift in the atmosphere of our Lincoln Park brownstone, a chill that had nothing to do with the winds coming off Lake Michigan. Jenna, my vibrant, ambitious wife, became distant. Her phone, once left carelessly on the kitchen counter, was now permanently attached to her hand, screen down. When I'd enter her room, conversations would abruptly end with a clipped, "It's just work, honey." The excuses were plausible at first. She was a partner at a major law firm on Wacker Drive. Long hours and demanding clients were the norm. But then came the receipts I found in her coat pocket for dinners at Alinea, a place we'd been saving for our anniversary, dated on a night she claimed to be in a late-night deposition. The name on the credit card slip wasn't hers. It was Mark. Mark, her firm's hotshot new client, a tech millionaire she'd described as arrogant but brilliant. The humiliation was a physical thing. It felt like swallowing glass. I remembered boasting to my friends about her about how lucky I was. Now the memory of my own words burned in my ears. The strange behavior escalated. She'd come home smelling of a cologne that wasn't mine, a musky, expensive scent that clung to her hair. She became critical, cold. Every little thing I did was wrong. The way I loaded the dishwasher, the show I was watching, the fact that I even existed in her space seemed to irritate her. Her manipulation was an art form. She'd twist my concerns into accusations, painting me as jealous and controlling. "You need to trust me, or this marriage is over," she'd say, her eyes like chips of ice. I saw them together once from across the street. They were leaving the Viceroy Hotel, laughing. Mark, smug and self-assured, placed a hand on the small of her back, a gesture of ownership so casual it made my blood run cold. Looked untouchable, wrapped in their bubble of arrogance and deceit. The breakdown happened on a rainy Thursday. I was sitting in my car, parked a block away from our home, unable to go inside. The image of them laughing, of his hand on her back, played on a loop in my mind. The loyalty I had given her, the life we had built, it all felt like a joke. I wasn't just heartbroken, I was erased. I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles were white, and for the first time, I let the sobs come harsh, ragged sounds of a man completely broken. But as the storm inside me passed, something else took its place. The sorrow curdled into a quiet, cold rage. The broken man was gone. A strategist was born. That night, I didn't confront her. I went inside, kissed her cheek, as if nothing was wrong, and began to plan. My revenge wouldn't be a single act of anger. It would be a slow, meticulous demolition of the world she held so dear. I started gathering proof. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop who operated out of a dusty office in the Loop. He was expensive, but his results were flawless. Photos of them checking into the peninsula, audio recordings of their meetings in hotel bars where they openly mocked me and discussed their future. A future funded by my assets after a divorce where she would play the victim. The most damning piece of evidence was the video from my hidden phone, Jenna, rehearsing her fake grief. While she was planning my death, I was documenting her treachery. I opened a new bank account and began systematically moving my personal funds. I met with the best divorce attorney in Chicago, a shark named Ms. Albright, and laid out the evidence. Her eyes lit up. She won't know what hit her, she'd promised. The trap was set. The final phase was social and legal annihilation. Jenna's firm was hosting its annual charity gala at the Art Institute of Chicago. It was the biggest night of her professional year, the one where she schmoozed with judges and partners. It was perfect. The day before the gala, Ms. Albright filed for divorce, citing adultery, and simultaneously filed a civil suit against Mark, for alienation of affection, attaching the most scandalous photos and transcripts as evidence. An injunction was placed on all our shared assets. The documents were served to Jenna at her office and to Mark at his penthouse, just hours before the gala was set to begin. I arrived at the gala alone. The whispers started the moment I walked in. Jenna was standing with her firm's managing partners, a frozen smile on her face, but her eyes were wide with panic. Mark was across the room, looking pale and cornered. Then, the main screen above the stage, which was supposed to be showing a slideshow of the firm's achievements, flickered. And there it was, for everyone to see. A short, looped video. It was Jenna, in our bedroom, practicing her fake shock. The audio was crystal clear. "Oh my God, no, not him." She'd whispered to her reflection, before breaking into a cold, calculating smile. A collective gasp went through the hall. The silence that followed was absolute. Her partners stared at her, their faces masks of disgust. Mark simply turned and walked out, a coward to the very end. Jenna stood there, exposed under the bright lights, her carefully constructed world crumbling to dust around her. She looked at me, her eyes finally showing a real emotion, pure, unadulterated hatred. I didn't smile. I just held her gaze, letting her see the ghost of the man she had destroyed. I left her there, a pariah in the world she worshipped. The divorce was brutal. She got nothing. The evidence was too overwhelming. Her firm fired her for moral turpitude. The civil suit against Mark settled out of court for a sum that ensured my financial security for life. I sold the brownstone and moved out of Chicago, seeking quiet. I hear things. That she's working a low-level paralegal job in some suburban strip mall. That she lost everything and everyone. I never wanted her gone from the world, only for mine. I just wanted her to feel what it was like to be erased. The end.